Oh
The first topic I want to get to, I want to know if these particular parents went too far. We're all parents, so we need to know if these parents went too far. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this clip, but I'm gonna play it for the audience.
Lord.
I want to know, did the
They
parents
didn't go far enough.
They didn't go far enough at all.
5K.
45,000.
45,000.
45 in one of those gaming cafes, and it looks like one of the gaming cafes that you see in like Japan or in China, where you can basically spend all your day and all your time. But look at these parents, like they going in.
They ain't give them enough. I don't see no belt.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't see the.
I didn't see any objects thrown at them. So.
Yeah.
Whoa, who said that?
The guy sitting there who's not even flinching.
But Paula, wait. Paula, ain't you some? We got two social workers on this panel that are okay. Y'all are tripping.
45,000. Look, I'm telling you.
Yeah, 45.
So what?
Any one of my children, they might get sold.
Wow. Wow. Somebody look. I need somebody to go and Google what the cost for a slave was back in the day, because she just said a child might get sold for $45,000. I'd like to believe that with inflation and everything else, that slavery was a bit more expensive than that. You're gonna sell the kid for $45,000 to get your money back.
Man, I can make another one.
Obviously, Aloysius, you hear that? Damn, y'all cold as hell. Okay, all right. Well,
yeah, I think the thing is,
like it's a 5-year-old that was clicking buttons.
Yeah, I can understand the frustration and anger. Now, them being out in public where they look like they, initiating someone through into a gang. Yes, as you know. That's a little too much, but I understand, like, it's one of those things, like, I don't condone it. However, I can see how a parent can walk up in there and just lose their shit, because that's what happened.
So you're taking the Chris Rock approach. I ain't saying they should have did it, but I understand.
Yep. I understand I understand their feelings.
Their
actions. I mean, they would have needed somebody. That's where you need somebody to step in between you and your child. That's where you need that. What's the word I'm looking for? That cushion. That person to step in and say, I don't think y'all should go up there. Just wait till he gets home. As a matter of fact, tell him don't come home. Like, because.
So here's my issue.
I mean, they're being guided by their emotions, and I mean, $45,000.
So here's my issue. The parents had to have given this kid a certain level of access to funds. Sometimes the parents allow their kid, put their credit card on the gaming purchasing account. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the kid stole it. Now, if the kid just downright stole it, like went and took mom or dad's credit card or bank account information or whatever, and they just went and said, you know what, I'm finna ball out, they probably should have got worse. But I tend to believe, like parents do these days, they give a kid a little too much rope, and this is the result of that.
Well, you got to remember that other case with that girl.
How he reached back like that, the way he reached back, I got a feeling he stole it.
Yeah.
That girl, she was giving her friends money at the boarding school. Like, she literally stole their information and then was breaking her friends off too. She spent $65,000.
I wish I had some homies that wasn't broke like my homies Frank and the rest of my homies. I wish I would have had some homies with some rich friends that would have hit their own parents up over the head with some money, and I could have came up like that. What was wrong with y'all? Why was y'all so poor? Why y'all ain't never hit y'all parents up for nothing so we could have had a good time?
And my dad is on drugs.
see, that's dark. That's dark. Anyway, so I saw this as a parent, and I'm like, I know I'd lose my shit. All the parents on the panel said, yeah, the kid got what they had coming.
Now, I want to put this in perspective. $45,000 is like the average or a little bit above average of what the average nigga make yearly.
Yeah, right. That's yearly salary right there for some folks.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you put it
in when you put it in that context, damn.
That man worked a whole year for free because that little nigga spent it on video game. Yeah. Man, I would have beat the hell out of that little nigga, man. Right there on the spot, just like that, man.
One of our watchers said they went a little too far in public. They might have did that.
Well, you gotta realize too that that's an internet cafe, and I think Korea.
Yeah.
So it's kind of normal to see that.
That's
unbelievable. Unbelievable. I wouldn't expect that's a normal thing.
I ain't got nothing to do with that, bro.
All right, so there's another thing. So we finna get to something a little bit more embarrassing. I think this is more embarrassing. We gotta do something about these pastors, y'all. Our religious leaders, our pastors, our men of God, bro, they are out of control. And I need y'all to look at this situation and tell me exactly what the hell should have happened.
Where you going, Joe? Get me off this camera. You ain't paid me my money. You ain't paid me my money. I'll get you off this camera when you give me my money. 15 minutes, 125. You know the drill. How many times a week we meet up, Joe? This time? This time, really? You think we finna? No, I'm sorry. Your wife gonna see this. Your wife is gonna see this. Pay me my money or get a divorce. Which one is gonna be? Get me off that damn Which one is it gonna be? Get me off that damn She's gonna know. Get me off that damn 3-4 times a week he here, y'all. Facebook, he's here meeting with me in this room. Yeah. Get me off that damn camera. No, I'm not getting you off for nothing. Everybody gonna know about you. Run me my money. I ain't got time for this. You know my money is valuable. I'm sorry. You know my time is my money, and I'm explaining my time with you. I gave you $200 last time, and you got $200 worth of pleasure the last time too. Let me pay you when I get home. No, you ain't gave me nothing extra. You got extras. I'm sorry. No, absolutely not. Okay. This ain't happening. You're not leaving, Joe. Get me off that damn camera. No. When you give me my money, I'll get you off the camera. You're getting a divorce. What you're gonna get is a divorce. Everybody on Facebook is gonna see this. Yes, his name is Joe. She'll know who you are. Everybody might not know, but she will know. She will know. You know, when you give me my money, that's all you gotta do. Just give me my money. Give me my money. That's all you have to do. I'm sorry. 15 minutes for 15 minutes. 125. You know the rates. I paid your ass enough for this shit to be free tonight. What? You have lost your damn mind. You ain't never paid me for nothing free. Whatever you paid me, you got your money's worth every time. You've been satisfied. Do you hear me? You're not leaving this room. You're not leaving this room until I get my money. I'm sorry. No, you wipe my no, Joe. You're not leaving. Not Joe. No. Joe about to catch a charge, y'all. No, you're not leaving. I was right down here. I'm sorry. No. No. What? Yes, Joe, right here has not paid me my money. I'm sorry. You about to get a divorce, Joe. I'm posting this. You think I'm playing with
you? So, gender is
23 times. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Because I'm hearing one thing, but I'm also hearing another. So it's like,
I'm wondering.
Is Joe on the down low? Because that's what it sounds like.
We discussing this now? Or everybody in shock and awe? Y'all got quiet real quick. Y'all had to take a break.
I mean,
man, this nigga. I feel the only person that I feel sorry for is the wife.
Yeah. We're going back up the stairs.
He taking a, he tired. Yo, tired.
He doesn't want to go in that lobby.
Nah, he forgot his keys.
How about that?
He forgot his key. Damn, Joe.
This is the end, Joe. I'm not doing this with you no more. I ain't got time for this. I do not have time for this. I need my money.
Yeah, so that's definitely a.
Look at him, y'all. Look at this man. It's sad. It's sad. If you can't afford this, then do not call me. Okay? Go get your ass for free. Because this gonna cost you. This right here, this gonna cost you. And it ain't cheap.
I don't know what the going rate for coochie is, but $125 does sound cheap.
For 15 minutes?
For 15 minutes, though.
In 15 minutes?
Yes.
That ain't cheap.
That's not cheap.
I get it for free. I'm married.
Because if 125,
you don't get it for free.
That's $500 an hour.
Mm-hmm. So hey, Jamel, when you marry, it's more expensive, huh?
It's quadruple that rate.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. I asked for a $500,000 house, so yeah, that's about right.
So Joseph went out bad, man.
But I don't think that was the run of the mill like vagina, though. So
no, that seems
like I genuinely. I'm sorry. Yeah, I genuinely think this is my 2 cents, right? I'm looking at this subjectively. I think first things first, I think it's scripted. I think it's a skit. Like my personal opinion, I think it's a skit. Too much about it says it's a skit to me, especially with the fact that they're using voice changer technology. Because if you listen to his voice too, it's like twice as deep as it would normally be. You know what I'm saying? If you just listen to it, it literally sounds distorted. It sounds distorted. So I think, yeah, that's a woman and that's a man, but they use voice changes to make their voices deeper to throw off who they might be. However, if this was real, my issue in this situation with how past be getting caught up, this, in my opinion, this is fake. I think the reason why it comes with so much shame is because they're held to a higher position of office, much like a police officer or a political official. We don't expect, or they shouldn't be, caught up in behavior like this, especially with the fact that they carry themselves with a sense of piety as if they're above much of the reproach that the general populace may face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, man. I definitely agree that he is held to a higher standard because he's in the position of leadership. So when you have accepted a position of leadership, then you got to lead by example, especially being a preacher or a pastor, a minister, whatever you want to call them. Then people look to you as this beacon of light. So yeah, you should carry yourself with a higher sense of purpose. Like you can't do everything. You know what I'm saying? So there's people that you'll lead, and there's one direction you're supposed to be leading them in. So when you're getting caught up in stuff like that.
Well, these y'all's people, I'm a better example. I wouldn't be caught up. First of all, I would have paid my bill. If nothing else, I would have paid my bill. I pay my rent on time, pay the power, I pay bills on time so they don't get cut off, so I don't get embarrassed out here. If you pay, whether it's a skit or whatever, if he would have paid that money, he wouldn't be having this problem.
Mm-hmm. What do you call this though? Like when somebody eating on pay, it's called dine and dash. What do you call this?
Smash and dash.
Smash and dash.
That's what he tried to do, and she wasn't having it. She definitely wasn't having it, man. You listen, you can't. She said, "Joe, you ain't going on like this, Joe. You ain't finna get away with this one, Joe." and I think Jamel's right. I think it may be a skit because Joe is such a plain, regular name. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, John Joe. That's something set up for a skit. I'm trying to see if Dana, can you hear us? Say something.
Yeah, I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Oh, okay. She said there in the cut. That's another red flag.
You watch your mouth. But I did want to chime in on this. I do believe what the other young man was saying about it being a skit, but it's a skit because it's bringing awareness to what's going on in reality. And that's our preachers out here putting a bad name on the church. Like, we got a hard enough time trying to get people to come in and listen to the word for the person who's supposed to be the head of that flock teaching the word out here in hotels getting caught on videos left and right. So they're doing skits to bring awareness to what's really going on.
I didn't know you went to church, girl. What in the
Boy,
world?
Don't play with me. You see them posts.
I didn't even know you was a woman. You a woman. You a godly woman or a woman of God? Which one? So no matter what happens Saturday, you showing up to church Sunday.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? Okay, all right. You know what? I need to get there. there.
Yeah, we tied in the church and we believe in God around here. Don't play. You know.
That's what I'm saying. Now, you know what? They right here in this corner over here, boy. This is the cut. You right in the good corner, boy. Because between you, Sam, and Jamel, y'all get us all right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
the rest of us is heathens. Heathens.
I'm a preacher's child, so I have an excuse.
I'm a deacon's dog. It was when I first left home, it was a little touch and go when you don't went to church 30 times a month. But then I found my way back home.
That's how usually happens.
I'm depending on all my loved ones to get me into heaven. I'm depending on every one of y'all to vouch for me. I just
go in the closet and talk to him by myself, so I ain't got to go to church on Sunday.
So is Joe.
So is Joe. That's that bullshit. Please don't
Joe
put me in the same place.
He depending on the flock to get him
in. Please don't put me in the same place as Joe. Please don't put me in there with Joe. All right. I got another one now. Women, y'all gonna need to answer this one.
Lord.
That we've seen so many posts on social media about mama's boys and about moms doing too much. I've seen a lot of that. And I've seen women regularly say they're not going to deal with a man whose mom cannot get out the way. We got a situation like that on hand, and I need to know if mom is doing too much. Y'all go ahead and take a gander.
Well, my typical morning come up at Trey's house. And I just do things a mother does, you know.
Trey. Lorinda spoils Trey. You'll find her every day up here cooking pancakes at 5 a.m. Trey works at a warehouse, so he has to be up very early in the morning. But I work at a local boutique here in Booneville, so I don't have to be at work until 10.
Some sausage?
Yeah, look, calm down now. Baby and Cam back there sleeping.
Hey, it's time for me to get up anyway. Mama, she need to be in here cooking this for you anyway.
Loretta, do you think Abby's good enough for Trey?
Well, Trey, it's just something missing. You got to admit, and that's the truth. Oh. I really do like taking care of Trey. I come up here and I clean. I wash and iron his clothes. Tell nobody. But I run his errands. I pay his bills for him. Mow his yard for him.
She doesn't live here. Why is she so worried about everything being done? Like, she's crazy.
Well, who's cooking?
Father God, in the name of Jesus,
you didn't plan nothing?
Come before you today.
Oh, I don't know, baby.
Lorinda will always be Trey's number one.
I don't know if the rest of y'all.
It's toxic.
I didn't hear the actual
That's what it
video. I
is.
could just read it.
And always remember,
I pay all his bills.
Your house is my house.
Okay.
But that's what you're going to tell her.
So far, it sounds like Dana and Sheffy hating ass thinks Trey's mom is doing too much.
Paying a
Add me to that list.
Man.
Add who?
Me.
I have boys. It ain't no way.
Yeah.
So hold on, wait. But the girlfriend. So is it the mom doing too much or the girlfriend not doing enough? Somebody got to get
mom doing too much.
Mom's doing too much. There's no room for the girlfriend to step in and to even show up.
Maybe she didn't step in yet. Maybe she's taking too long.
She can't step in.
I'll give me the background of what the girlfriend was doing because I didn't hear it. I could just see it.
She was just hanging out because talking about she got to get up at 10 o'clock to go to work. So the mom gets up at 5 to make sure her son is taken care of. Breakfast is cooked.
Himself?
Huh?
He can't take care of himself?
Right.
We're talking about a grown man here. And y'all wonder why our choices are so limited.
He doesn't know. See, we ain't gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
Mama need a man.
That
ain't her son.
Yeah. He's not a leader. He's a son. He's a child. He's playing the role of a son who has a job.
But the girlfriend, hold on, but the girlfriend is there.
The girlfriend ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Stop, leave that girl out of it. It ain't got nothing to do with her.
Why she couldn't get up? Okay, why she couldn't get up before he got up to get breakfast like his mom used to?
Because he a boyfriend, not a husband.
And it's not gonna change. I dated a mama's boy. Worst decision of my life. They're still together though. I wish them well. But it's not gonna work out. They're not gonna detach. Mama's gonna always be there. So
So y'all think she's not doing because the mother is in the way?
Of course.
The mother needs a husband.
Yeah. I don't have no problem.
If I may.
Yes.
If I may. I think mama's boys get a speaking as a mama's boy myself, I'm being really, really honest. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. I take my licks like a man. You know what I'm saying? My mother been through a whole lot to see me get to where I am today. You understand what I'm saying? Now, my mother doesn't micromanage my life. She don't get into my love life and none of that. You feel me? When I say I'm a mama's boy, I mean in the sense of I love my mother beyond comprehension and nobody's going to come above her. I was married for 16 years at one point. I put that lady above my mama. My mother's still there and shorty gone. Just to put it in perspective. You feel me? So.
But that's not the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think this is putting somebody above somebody.
This baby, this is
sick.
Yeah.
My brother. This is a man who's not being allowed to lead in his own life and start doing things for himself and create his life and then create space for a woman to come in and do what she needs to do, because the mom, he's allowing his mom, and his mom is there taking up that space. Like the mom is like, she's coming over to the house and getting him out of bed and cooking his breakfast. Like,
yeah, he's what I call a son husband.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is dudes like that, I wouldn't even consider to be a mama's boy. He's literally the man that his mother needed in her life.
Yeah, exactly. They put
this. But he ain't even the man.
He's not a man. He's a boy.
He ain't taking care of her. It's her.
Not technically, as wild as this is, I gotta disagree there, because some people find fulfillment in taking care of people to that effect. Like, we don't know what the ins and outs of their life, right? I have no idea whether or not his mother was married or whatever the case may be. She might have done these things for his father or her husband at one point in time, and dude passed on, and she can't stop doing or fulfilling those specific responsibilities to the point where she's handicapping her son and doesn't see anything wrong with it. You see what I'm saying? And because he's benefiting, he's not going to let her stop. So there's a lot of intricacies that could be completely overlooked because we lack context in this situation. However, it doesn't change the fact that, I'm sorry, I ain't meaning no disrespect to that man. He got tender dick. His mama is literally his wife.
I mean, this is a classic example of codependency. That's what it is. And codependency requires the person who's, busy solving people's problems, taking care of people, whether it's your kids, your husband, friends, even at work. You've got to stop and refocus your energy on yourself, because there's something within yourself where you feel like your validation comes into doing things for other people. So that, like I said, this is classic codependency.
Exactly.
And then for him, she's enabling him. So he has not developed the skills. He has no boundaries to even say, no, Ma, I got it, or no, go ahead, do what you got to do at home. He's not saying no.
Right.
At all.
He's gonna let it ride. And
then the girlfriend is stuck on stupid because she allowing it.
Right. I want to throw girlfriend under the bus. Right. I kind of think I want to throw girlfriend under the bus. But y'all all make valid points. It's like he's not going to get out of mom's way. Therefore, he's getting in his own way. That's going to get in his way and in his relationships by default. But we constantly see, he doesn't mistreat his mother. It didn't seem like he was bossing his mother around. I'm pretty sure he has respect and love for his mother. And I think sometimes dudes don't understand, especially like, Jamel said he got tender dick. I mean, he doesn't even know what life is like without mom doing everything, doing all the other lifting that the woman should do, that the woman that's living there should do. She's doing everything, but she was mowing grass, so that's a whole other level for me. She's doing the man's work too.
She's doing everything.
And the women in the South mow the grass.
What's that?
The women in the South tend to garden and mow the grass. I think that's women's work. Depending on where you live, that is women's work, mowing the grass.
Oh, okay. See,
that's not a problem to mow the grass. I mean, I would always help my ex-husband do the yard at times, but this your mama. You're supposed to be doing her grass.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Right. Yeah, you should be doing her grass.
She probably trying to stay active, stay healthy.
Oh, she trying to keep a man, her son.
Mm-hmm. But that's nasty.
Honestly, it don't even got to be about a man. She really probably live a lonely life. You feel me? Like, she doesn't find fulfillment on her own. She's an older woman, and I'm not saying this disrespectfully. You feel me? I ain't got nothing negative to say about that woman. I'm speaking in regards to her filling spaces in her own life with the responsibility of her son, even though he's well into adulthood. You feel me? Like, I can see that. We see a lot of cases. In fact, a friend of mine just finished posting like a day ago. His neighbor was dead in his apartment for 8 days and nobody ain't know. You see what I'm saying? These are things that happen in real life that we never really consider could happen to us, but it's a reality. It could happen to you. You could die in your house. You ain't got nobody. Your kids don't be calling. Her son probably don't even call her, check on her often. She's the one calling on him and checking on him and doing his dishes and all the stuff like y'all said. You feel me? So I don't know. I'm just adding some nuance to the situation because I'm a mama's boy.
I know you don't want us to go in on mom. You want us to go in on the guy. I mean, listen.
Exactly, because I'm a mama's boy, so I'm kind of like empathizing with Mom Duke.
Okay,
can
I put some reality insight on this since I was in the situation?
Go ahead. Tell us about that mama boy that you mad.
I want to talk about that girlfriend because I was the girlfriend. It's hard to go to a mama's boy and have anything to say about the relationship between him and his mama without it being totally defensive or argument, or you trying to say something about his mama. So you got to come almost in the humblest way you know how when that type of attachment is there when you're dealing with a mama's boy. My situation, his mom lived with him, so no matter what I said, what I did, everything had to go clear through her, from what groceries were brought in the house to we could be out in the city somewhere. Yes. She wants to come home. We come home, he come home. I go back to my house. But the thing
was he allowed to spend the night out?
He had, how Atlanta had them 3-story houses, or whatever. So the whole bottom floor was hers. He had a huge room on the second, but it was like we was in a studio apartment. It's like it wasn't his house. It was like it was hers. When they have that gold trim, paintings and stuff, that's the mama's house, the formal living room. Like you couldn't touch nothing, everything. She washed his drawers. She hung up his clothes. Like she did everything. Only thing he did was work, and she got the checks and paid all the bills. Like.
But no, I'm saying, could he leave? Could he spend the night out?
Yeah, he could, but he didn't want to leave his mom. She might fall.
So. See,
what in the Oedipus complex?
Oh yeah, I left.
She rolled her eyes.
See,
I let them have that. I couldn't do it. Horrible situation. Wonderful woman. Now her personally, probably one of the nice. She was nice. She was sweet, but she controlled that house. She controlled that boy. But like, I think it was Jamel was saying, she didn't want to be alone. So being brought back in a situation out of a bad situation. You brought in there. You got your only son. He's the only child, and you have the grandchildren in that house. His grandson, and then the one that was in college. So you got your people back. So it's like she's holding on and letting anyone that comes in let them know, like, I ain't going nowhere. So we all a family. So she's a package deal with everything too. But it wasn't for me because it's only one Queen Bee in this house. So
sounds very selfish. That sounds very selfish.
Sorry. It was nothing wrong with her. She had a husband. Her husband was at his house. She just chose to live with her son.
Wow. Oh shit. Okay, never mind. Okay. Yeah. You're still selfish.
Because I would take care of my parents if they needed me too. But if you have a whole spouse that comes and visits and y'all dating in the living room like we visitors, that's a problem. You got a house.
Again, I think you're Jessica. Is that selfish or not?
No,
that has to be.
but in a good way. That's selfish in a good way. You do have to be a little bit selfish. You do. You have to be a little bit selfish. You have to put yourself first, taking care of yourself. So in this case, Dana put herself first. She knew her boundaries. She set those boundaries. So I think that's okay. It's okay to be a little bit selfish.
Yeah, be the situation. Selfish is staying and demanding he do it my way. I love it. I'm not gonna change it because, like boy said, hey, I might not be forever. You can say the wrong thing, your mama forever. So I'm gonna let you live happily ever after, and I'm gonna get back in.
See, that's the other way around. My mama ain't forever.
Parents should always have more than one kid. It's always a codependent relationship when they only have one child.
Yeah.
Everybody needs more than one kid, because otherwise you end up in these situations. If she had more than one kid, she wouldn't have time to do all this stuff.
I disagree. I completely disagree.
Or at least you need that spouse. You need that spouse. That spouse helps.
And it is a codependent relationship with one of my brothers, and she got 5 of us.
Oh shit!
She needs to find hobbies and do self-care and create things in her life, so she has her own individual identity in her life that she can connect to, so that she's not finding fulfillment with her kids' life. She's got her own life, so she could say to her kids, "No, I'm not coming over. I'm not doing that because I got something else to do." And a lot of times we look at our parents and it's like, oh, they're lonely. Well, they haven't separated themselves. I think someone used the word attachment, broken that attachment to start saying, okay, I am an individual. Yes, I have a role of a mother, but I'm also an individual. I'm Paula, and I need to create my life for Paula, and I can still be a mom. And you have that balance, and she doesn't have that balance. And when you don't have that balance and you have that attachment, that codependency, it just runs amok. And then when the kids don't have the kids accept it because they don't have boundaries, or they don't want to say no because they don't want to hurt her feelings or feel like they're going to run her off, it just becomes a whole little cycle. So a girlfriend, or if it's switching, it's a boyfriend, I mean, you have no place. You're attached. You're part of that attachment. You have to decide, like, am I going to be a part of this or not? Like Dana said, she chose, I'm not trying to be a part of this, because that meant in order for her to be a part of that, you can't have boundaries. You can't have a voice. You can't have opinion. You got to go along just to get along. And, who wants that as their life?
What's interesting is you understand when you get kids, and once they get to that teenage years, they kind of ditch you anyway. Like, kids are very much like, all right, you're kind of not cool. You're kind of not cool no more.
I'm ditched now.
They kind of
ditch. A cautionary tale about that. This is why I never agree with men saying that, well, a woman's most fulfilling part of her life should be her kids, because this is what happens when you make your kids your total priority and you don't have anything else. You have all of these boomers who, once they hit empty nest age, they're looking like, well, what do I do with myself? Because they've never built an identity outside of being a parent. And it's like, just because you become a parent doesn't mean you lose all of the hopes and dreams you had for yourself. But you got, men out here with a woman's place is in the home, taking care of her family. Okay, but the family grows up. Then what?
Right.
Yeah, you're going to make another one.
It's easy to say, it sounds good on paper, but if you're a single mother, it is hard to do. And that goes back to Manuel's comment that he made earlier, with that having a spouse helps. If you have a spouse that's supportive, then you can create a life outside of that child, but as a single mother, I know I'm a single mother. I don't have time really to have hobbies or to do anything else. If we're being real about it, like, we're going to school, I'm working, we're going from activity to activity after school. I don't have time for play or to go out or to sew. I don't have time to sew anything. I don't have time to, build a hobby. So it's like, by the time that you do have time, you're sitting there by yourself, like, what do I do? And in this case, this mother just went back to what she went back to caring for her child. And, I'm sure the son feels some type of guilt that she's all those years taking care of him and making sacrifices. So you just do it. So Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a tough thing. It sounds good to say, yeah, go find a hobby and go find something. It's very difficult to do.
You know, it
brings. I remember when I was
adamant about it. I was not going to sacrifice myself.
But at the same time, like I said, I'm a single mom, 2 kids. My kids are busy, and I don't have time. However, at the same time, it's more of a mindset. Sometimes, majority of the time, especially, when my kids are in sports, no, there's no free time for me. But at the same time, I understand my mindset. I'm not, that's not all that there is to me. Right. And when I do get that free time, when they start to get older, and I do,
you come and do a podcast.
Space, huh?
You come and do a podcast.
Oh, Lord. When I get that space, I'm going to be filling it in with other things outside of my kids. But it's a mindset that you have, even if you don't have the time. Because like I said, I don't have the time. I mean, I just came off 5 months where I've been MIA because of my kids. But you best believe the moment I get some time, even if it's, I'm just going to be sitting around watching my favorite shows, I'm doing me.
I will conduct.
I see good examples. I see good examples of mothers that do it.
No.
I know good and well when it's summertime for the red flag down there in the corner with the glasses on. Because boy, she posts pictures of her putting that boy on a plane, dropping him off. It's summertime. Then you see swimsuits and dresses.
I love for a son to spend the time with his daddy. Hey, a woman can't teach him how to be a man. So he needs So no, but hey, I ain't been out there this summer. I'm buying a house, so I had to sit down somewhere. I'm finna close. So maybe next summer I can have a little more.
I think situations like these is the prime example of why it should be a healthy balance of showing up and being present for your kids and F them kids. So in the season of F them kids, you get to explore your interests and you get to engage in things you like, so that when they get grown and get out, then you can continue on doing those things that makes you happy. Mm-hmm. So when people are like those helicopter parents and just got to be there and just got to them be the ones like this boy mama, and also to Jamel's point, I can understand that, to where because I come from a house full of women, and all of them have this mentality that I got to take care of these kids, and it had been like that our whole childhood, even though we had our parents, but they were still all hands on. So my mom passed, and my dad was like, he was strung out. That became, we got to take care of the kids, became it went into full force. And my grandma wasn't married, so even when we were grown, we asked her, me and my brothers asked her why she still work. And she said, well, I still work because y'all may need me. So I can see the point that Jamel was making, to where she may find fulfillment in serving her son, but she was still doing way too much. I understand that part, but I still don't think it's healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, cutting grass. That nigga can't cut the grass on the weekend.
Right. I mean, what did he learn during the summer?
All right, so I think we're all in on a serious note. I think we all pretty much agree that mom is doing too much. Although that girlfriend,
leave that girlfriend alone, child.
She's supposed to. She need to make a decision, either stay with the program or leave, because she can't change. Only he can change that.
Yeah. She I think she needs to get the hell on up out of there.